Hello and welcome. My name is Linda Rusby. I'm a fitness instructor, Pilates instructor and personal trainer. And this is just a 20-minute trial Pilates session for beginners, which is free of charge, just to see if you are interested or if you like the Pilates before you subscribed for the £10 membership. Okay, so I'm following mat Pilates, which is Joseph Pilates technique. It's very slow and you have to be in correct posture when you do the Pilates, okay, to get the maximum benefit. So like I say, it's just a 20-minute trial session, so you can feel a few of the moves, see if it's okay for you. I haven't really had anyone that has said it's not for them, and all the people that I've taught, which are a few hundred now, have really seen an improvement of their well-being and management of their back pain. Okay, so assuming that you're warm to do the session, we're going to stand at the end of our mat and we're just going to go into a little bit of forward flexion. So if you bring your chin into your chest, just round your shoulders, and you can either slide your fingertips gently down your thighs, or if you feel comfortable, arms hanging loose. So I wouldn't do this one if you've got any problems with your discs in your back at all. Okay, so now pull your navel into your spine, squeeze your pelvic floor up front of that passage, and we're very slowly stacking up one vertebrae of our spine on top of the other until we're standing nice and tall. And again, we're just going to roll the shoulders back, just sliding them down. And we're going to do that again, chin forward, round your shoulders, and very slowly, carefully peel down through your spine. Keep your core engaged. Go to where you feel comfortable. You don't have to go all the way down. And just hold the stretch at the bottom for a couple of deep breaths in and out. So again, you might not be able to go as close to the floor as what I can. Don't force it. Try to keep the knees straight, stretching through the rear of our body, core engaged a bit more, and just slowly stack up. Again, one vertebrae on top of the other until you're standing nice and tall. Again, roll your shoulders back and drop them down. So this time we're going to go onto the floor. Again, if you've got disc problems, just get onto the floor whatever way is comfortable for you. So again, we're going to go down, keep the core engaged, and then bend your knees, walk your hands out, go slowly onto all fours. Just going to flick our toes out, and we want to put our hands directly under our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. So we're going to go into a little cat stretch now. So all I want you to do is try and round your back up to the ceiling, keeping your head and your neck relaxed. And we're going to hold that stretch there. You might feel it more in the mid-back, this one, than the lower back. Couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay, lovely. So we're working the back muscles. We're going to flatten the back off. So if you just bring your hips towards your ribs just a little bit, and we're going to try and keep these hip bones here pointing towards the mat. So try not to tilt up to one side, and we're slowly going to stretch one leg out and then slowly slide it back. Go on to the other side, make sure the knee comes again directly underneath the hip. Breathing out, keep your core engaged, slide the leg out, stretch it, inhale to slide back. Trying to hollow through your centre, and again, if you can, engage your pelvic floor, front and back passage. So on your next one, only if you feel comfortable, do the arm as well. Opposite arm to leg. Breathing out, you're going to push the hand away, opposite foot, lengthen. Just try and keep your hips nice and square on to the floor. Inhale, slowly back. Well done, core engaged. keep alternating, opposite arm to leg, nice and slow, breathing out to lengthen, breathe in to come back. So working the muscles either side of the spine, lengthening as much as you can. One more time each side. Breathe out through the nose, through the mouth, sorry, and breathing in through your nose. Okay, we're just going to have a little sit back into our heels for a child's pose stretch. So aim of the stretch is to get your butt to your heels if you can. If you feel that happening, just go down a little bit deeper onto your forearms, head and neck relaxed, and again just feel the stretch there. Okay, we're just going to go up onto all fours and we're going to walk all the way down very slowly until we're lying on the mat. And we're just going to take our arms over our head. So arms shoulder width apart, legs hip width apart. Just have a little rock through your pelvis. Make sure you're nice and level on the floor and your hip bones are even. Just give it a little gentle push into the mat. And we're going to keep our head relaxed down. So if you've got a head block, you can use that if you need to. Okay. So now as you breathe out, we're going to push both hands out, both feet out, and lengthen through as much as you can. Okay, breathe in to relax completely. Should feel your body shrink as you relax. Again, breathing out, push your hands away. Push your feet out, stretching fingertips to your toes, head and neck relaxed. Breathe in to come back and relax. Okay, so breathing again out through our mouth, in through our nose. Keep your core engaged, protect the lower back. And we're just going to do 2 more repetitions. Again, when you let go as you come back, just feel your body shrinking as you let go of the stretch. Okay, lovely. So now we're going to go on to swan dive, and in other forms of exercise it's called a back extension basically. So what we're going to do is bend our elbows, forearms on the floor. So if you look at your elbow, it should be in line with your shoulders. If you want, you can take your arms wider, make it a little bit easier, and then just relax your head all the way to the mat. Okay, so again, check your hip bones are nice and even, nice and level, square on. And all we're going to do now is inhale, just raise the chest slightly. Okay, you want to feel this one in your mid-back, thoracic spine. Breathing out to lower. Breathing in, lift the chest. Just go a little way up. You don't want to feel it in the lower back. And then again, breathing out to lower. So if you can on your next one, don't push into your arms too much. Try and get your spine, the spinal muscles to do the work for you. And we're trying not to tilt the head back. Try and keep facing the mat. Inhaling up. Breathing out to lower. Doesn't matter if you can only go a little way up, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we've still got our navel into our spine, and we still, if you can, engage your pelvic floor. Just to protect the lower back as we work and mid-back. Last two. Lovely exercise if you've been working in the office all day or in front of a computer, laptop. Okay, lovely. Okay, hands to shoulders, just push carefully up again onto all fours. And you're going to walk the hands back again, stretching out the back, round up again into a cat stretch. Lovely, well done, and relax. So we're just going to turn onto our side. Well done. So come down onto your forearm, elbow under your shoulder and knees bent. We've got our hips stacked on top of each other. Try not to put too much weight through your arm if you can help it. Keep these engaged, abdominals engaged. As you breathe out, just going to take the top arm over our head. Stretch through the side, don't force the stretch. And then inhale to come back, just a side bend. A big breath out, take the arm over. Breathing in to come back. So we're stretching through the opposite side to what we're leaning. Again on this one, just watch the arm doesn't go forward of the face because you won't get as much of a stretch. It doesn't matter if the arm just comes to there, but you don't want to force the arm over. Two more. Okay, lovely, well done. So now we're just going to turn onto our back. So just carefully turn around. Okay, if you want to, you can use the head block, but we're just going to get into a neutral spine position. So just your feet hip width apart, toes facing forward, and again underneath your lower back and the floor. You can just got enough space just to put one hand. So there's a little curve there, but not to a greater one. And relax the shoulders down away from our ears and just your chin up to face the ceiling. Okay, arms relaxed. Okay, so all I want you to do now is just focus on pulling your navel towards your spine. Okay, and breathe through the rib cage. Nice deep breaths in and out. Try and keep your navel engaged into your spine if you can. And then if you can engage your front and back passage, just squeeze up slightly. So we don't want to use really our abdominals too much for the breathing because we're trying to work them quite well. Now that we're on our back, we're going to work our abdominals. Okay, so we're going to do into an easier level of the tabletop position. So very slowly raise one leg up and you just want your shin parallel to the ceiling and your knee bent and a 90-degree angle through the leg there. Okay, so before we stretch the leg, called single leg stretch this one, we're going to pull our navel into our spine. So try and hollow through there and keep it hollowed. Hollow through the abdominals as you stretch the leg forward. Okay, inhale, relax the leg back. Well done. Breathe out, pull downwards, push the leg forward. We don't want the back to arch. We're pulling in nice and deep abdominal muscles. We're not using the back, just the front muscles there. If you find it too hard, we take the foot to the floor. Breathing out, slide the foot through the floor, pull your abs in, stretch the leg. Breathing in to come back. And again, breathe out, pull downwards, navel into your spine, stretch the leg. Try and hold your navel into your spine until you slide the leg back. Okay, so we're going to change sides. Just work out what level's comfortable for you. So again, keeping your right leg still this time, working on the left side, shoulders nice and relaxed, nothing to do with the shoulders this exercise. Breathing out, pull your navel into your spine, just slide the leg out until it's straight, abs in tight, pelvic floor engaged, inhale to come back. We're working a little bit higher level, big breath out, push the leg forward but try not to arch the back. Breathe in to come back. So just 2 more repetitions, nice and slow. Again, try not to tense your shoulders up. If you feel, put your hands around your navel area, should feel your abdominals pulling downwards. We don't want to push them upwards, pulling downwards as you stretch the leg. Well done. So we're going to bring the leg back and take your foot to the floor. Lovely, well done. So just give your knees a little rock gently side to side. Nice and slow. Well done. So shoulders nice and still on the mat. Head in neutral. It might be that you can move your knees just slightly, doesn't matter. Just get a little bit of movement there in the lower back. Okay, going on to the next one. So we're again working our abdominal muscles. We're going to bring our right leg up again with the shin parallel to the ceiling. Okay, so again, just pull downwards, navel into your spine. This time we're just going to take our foot to the floor. So the leg keeps the same angle. As you breathe out, all we're going to do is a little tap on the floor with our toes. Again, we're pulling downwards with our abdominals to lower the leg. Inhale to lift. Breathe in, out. Pull downwards, navel into your spine, pelvic floor engaged. Just doing a little tap on the floor with your toes. Inhale to lift. Okay, now if you feel your back arching on that one, because it's quite likely to, before you start, do a little pelvic tilt. So by that I mean get your hips towards your ribs, your hip bones here, go into your lower ribs here, until the lower back flattens into the floor. And that means you can't use it. So breathing out, and again just taking right foot to the floor, shoulders relaxed, tap, squeezing in. Inhale to lift, and we're just going to do one more time on that side. Well done. Breathing out. Little tap with your toes. Inhale to lift, and then we're going to change sides. Okay, well done. Just go and make sure your feet are hip width apart, toes facing forward. Okay, we're going to raise the left knee up, your shin parallel to the ceiling. Watch you don't twist through your hips. Okay, nice and relaxed through the upper body, abs in. Breathe it out. Take the foot slowly to the floor, keep pulling downwards. Navel into your spine. Inhale to lift. Feel your abdominals working. Put your hands around your navel. So we're going to do one more repetition. Okay, and then again we're going to lower the foot to the floor. So we're going to stretch our legs out, full body stretch, stretching the hip flexors, and then arms over your head. good stretch through. Okay, so in Pilates everyone's going to be at a different level. It doesn't matter if you do 2 repetitions of the exercise, as long as you do them correctly. 1 or 2 is fine. If you can go on from that, 3, 4, 5, that's great. But at the beginner's level we won't do more than 5. But again, if you feel it's too much, you can stop after 1 or 2. So just floating your arms back to your sides to relax. Okay, last one then on this trial session is a shoulder bridge. So we're going to bend our knees and just our feet hip width apart. Again, toes facing forward, but just bring your heels in as close as you can towards your butt, but keep them hip width apart. So if you put your hand between the lower back and the floor again, you've got enough space just for one hand, not one on top of the other, just one hand. Okay. So all we're going to do now, again, it's nothing to do with the shoulders. We're going to use our butt muscles for this. So we're keeping our core engaged. You can, if you want to, push through your feet a little bit, if you want to. So first part of shoulder bridge is a pelvic tilt. So we've done this before. Just bring the hip bones at the front here towards the lower ribs. So we're just bringing them there. So the lower back flattens away into the floor. The lower back will flatten into the floor. And then if you can, just use your butt muscles just to lift the lower back away from the floor, just slightly. So you're tensing up your butt muscles. And then we're gently rolling the lumbar vertebrae just through that curve, just rolling gently back to the floor, and at the end we're going to push into neutral again. So just push the hip bones away from the lower ribs just slightly. Okay, so it might be that you can't lift. If you do your pelvic tilt so the lower back's into the floor, and then you can just clench your buttocks there as though you're going to raise up, but you don't actually raise up, and then just roll back through, hips away from the ribs. So you've got again enough space just to put one hand. If you can, go a little bit higher, hips to ribs, lower back into the floor, use your butt, just lift up, and then again we're gently rolling our vertebrae one by one back to the mat. At the end we're just going to push the hips gently away from the ribs. Okay, so shoulder bridge, it's got many variations. Okay, so we're beginners. Good for flexibility of the lumbar spine. Very good, feels very nice. Once you get it correctly, it feels really nice. But if you go up a little bit higher, you can stretch the hip flexors, and it's a really good stretch for the hip flexors in the groin area there. So again, they shortened, if you're doing an office job, they're shortened, get really tight during the day because you're sat down quite a lot, and this exercise is again a brilliant stretch for that. Okay, so we'll do it again. This time we're going to just put our hand between our lower back and the floor, just so we can feel what's going on in the lower back. So again, just bring your hips towards your ribs, flatten the lower back into your hand, and then clench your buttocks. Use your feet a little bit if you want to. Lift your centre up if you can, and then just roll gently your spine back onto your hand. We're not going all the way under the spine with our hand, just to the side. And push the hips away into neutral. So we'll just do a couple more of those. nice and slow. And the stretch for bridge is a full body again. Legs out straight if you can, arms over your head. If it's difficult doing the arms, just do the legs. Okay, so just taking your arms back to your sides. Well done. And we're going to bend both knees. Hold at the back of one thigh and just bring the knee gently in towards your chest. Give your lower back a stretch. Well done. Foot to the floor, changing legs. Okay, and we're just going to finish off with some arm circles, one of my favourites. So just get in a nice comfortable position and take our arms up to the ceiling, palms facing inwards, shoulder width apart, and we're just going to circle the arms around, nice and relaxed. Deep breaths in and out. Well done. Try and move as freely as you can. Just two more. And then we're going to change in direction. Arm circles. Nice deep breaths in and out. Two more. And then just relax your arms slowly down. Okay, so just pushing up now. We're going to roll onto our side, push up and turn onto your other side. We're going onto side bends on the other side, onto your forearm, hip stacked. As you breathe out, take the arm over your head. Get a little stretch through the side of your body. Inhale to come back. Breathe out, take the arm over. Breathe in to come back. Last one. Okay, lovely, well done. I hope you've enjoyed that 20-minute session. We do stretch and we do a warm-up and relaxation in the session, which are Joseph Pilates techniques that we need to do. Okay, so that's a beginner's one. Let's say that there are 36 moves in Pilates. They've all got different levels, but that was beginner's level. Okay, if you need to ask me any questions, you can always email me through my website, but I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you very much.